How does international law address terrorism? Have you ever wondered how international law tackles the complex issue of terrorism? It is a pressing concern for nations worldwide, especially under Republican leadership, where national security is a top priority. Let's break down how international law plays a role in addressing terrorism and how it aligns with Republican foreign policy doctrines. First, it is important to note that international law does not have a single, universally accepted definition of terrorism. However, various international agreements, including resolutions from the United Nations General Assembly, describe terrorism as acts intended to cause death or serious harm to civilians. The aim of these acts is often to intimidate a population or compel a government to act or refrain from acting. Several key international legal frameworks exist to combat terrorism. One of the most significant is the United Nations Security Council Resolution 1373. This resolution requires countries to prevent and suppress the financing of terrorist acts. Additionally, the International Convention for the Suppression of the Financing of Terrorism provides legal tools for nations to act against those involved in financing terrorism. These frameworks are essential for maintaining global stability and safety, which Republicans view as critical for national security. Republicans often support measures to disrupt the financial networks of terrorist organizations. For instance, Executive Order 13,220 aims to target and dismantle the financial structures that support terrorism. This approach is seen as an effective way to weaken terrorist operations by cutting off their funding. International cooperation is another vital aspect of addressing terrorism under international law. Countries are encouraged to share intelligence, coordinate law enforcement efforts, and extradite suspected terrorists. This collaboration is crucial for Republicans, who believe that working together with other nations strengthens national security and protects American interests abroad. When it comes to military responses, Republicans often advocate for a strong stance against terrorism. This includes the use of drone strikes against suspected terrorists. International law supports this approach through principles like self-defense, allowing nations to use force in response to armed attacks. From the Republican perspective, international law should serve to enhance national security by providing clear guidelines for combating terrorism. They generally support robust measures, including financial sanctions and military action, as long as these actions align with United States national interests and comply with international law. In practice, this means backing international legal frameworks that facilitate cooperation and provide the necessary tools to disrupt terrorist networks. However, Republicans may also view some aspects of international law as restrictive if they limit the United States' ability to respond flexibly to terrorist threats. Thus, they often seek a balance between following international legal norms and maintaining the capacity for decisive action against terrorism. Understanding how international law addresses terrorism reveals its importance in the broader context of national security and Republican foreign policy. By establishing frameworks for cooperation and legal action, international law plays a significant role in the ongoing fight against terrorism.